So EMP Green Meowed, or whatever, how you're supposed to pronounce this, is basically a part of the IP Masquerena and SP Little Knight family. And even though they're not really an official archetype, they do kind of work really well with each other. IP Masquerena has the ability to link off on your opponent's turn, which makes SP Little Knight even better because you get the banishing effect on your opponent's turn to interrupt your opponent, which is kind of better than getting it on your own turn. Unless you're going second and your goal is to break boards. But this new card I will be talking about in this video works really well with IP and SP on top of some other cards. So first of all, it is a level 2 monster with an inherent summoning condition that allows you to summon it if there is a link monster in either player's fields or graveyards. There's obviously a joke to summon going second because your opponent will pretty much always set up a link monster somewhere. And even if you're going first yourself, you can still set it up really easily by turning any monster into like Link Rebo or El Mirage or whatever. And being a level 2 monster, it means that it works really well in tandem with the sprite monsters. And obviously if you have this and any other monster, you can go into a sprint and then get your whole sprite engine going. Now, if this summoning condition was the only ability that this monster possessed, I wouldn't even bother making a video about it. The second effect of this card is where it's really at. So if one of your Link 2 monsters either gets sent from the field to the graveyard or banished face up, you can actually banish this card from the hand or graveyard in order to target one card your opponent controls and then bounce it back to the hand. So this makes your extender slash semi-starter turn into a board breaker or an extra interruption on your opponent's turn. So this card can bounce back any card, which means that you can easily out floodgates with this card, and you can also banish it from the hand, worst case scenario, if you're under shifter, so you can still use its interruption-like ability. And for this effect to trigger, your Link monster doesn't really have to leave the field by a card effect. You could link it off, crash it, tribute it, whatever. So of course this card could be your ticket out of pesky floodgates like Skill Drain or board breakers like Dark Ruler. So now in the sprite deck, you have threats in your monster zone, in your spell and trap zone, as well as in the graveyard, and obviously if you're playing hand traps, in your hand as well. This combination of interruption allows you to feel safe against pretty much any kind of board breakers. Hell, even if your monsters get negated by Dark Ruler, you could still tribute one of your Link 2 monsters with red or carrot to still trigger the EMP. Now, the applications for this card going first really aren't as good as the applications for this card going second. Being a free extender that allows you to get a body on the board without having to commit to your normal summon fixes so many issues that the sprite deck always had. So now let's just say that your Nimble Beaver gets like Solemn Striked and your sprite starter gets ashed. You can still play the game by special summoning this card and then summoning your sprite monsters. But we're not done yet because I did not really explain the best application for this card. As this card has a pretty good graveyard effect, there is absolutely no way this card does not get abused by decks that can mill a lot like tier elements. Basically, you mill it and then you make SP Little Knight, and then on your opponent's turn, whenever your opponent activates a card effect, you can use the SP and then banish an opponent's monster as well as the SP. And since your Link 2 monster was banished face up, you can banish the EMP from the graveyard to bounce back a card your opponent controls. But this is nuts because you don't even have to draw the EMP for you to be able to use that effect. It's pretty much free real estate whenever you mill it. And again, even going second, it's really good because you can break boards like crazy with this card. So basically, decks that were putting up big boards before this card was a thing are going to be putting up even bigger boards thanks to this card. Oh, and not to mention that this card is a Cyberse monster, so it's a joke to search with Silent Mining. I could imagine a lot of Cyberse pile decks being able to play this card, including MathMech actually. Searchable out to Skill Drain, we will take that any day of the week. And again, you don't have to draw this card, you could still dump it with like Terahertz, and then you go Masquerade into SP, banish a card, and then bounce back a card. It's really just completely free. So yeah, free extender, free interruption, what else can you ask for? Everybody has always been able to abuse IP and now SP, so why not EMP? So yeah, clearly I believe in this card's potential, and even though I don't really think it's going to be tier 0 or anything even close to that, I do believe it's going to be an extremely good card. So yeah, keep an eye out on EMP Grem Meowed or something. Anyways, that's all I had for this video, so guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.